Hello world, today we're going to look at the condition of some cards, and then I've received some mail here with some new cards, which we're going to go through and see what is the condition of those cards as well. I've brought in some examples here just to show what I'm looking for when I look at the conditions of cards, when I look for dings and scratches and widening on the border and so on. How do we get to a near mint card per se? And of course, all condition and grading has a sense of being up to the person who looks at the card. It's subjective. That was the word I was looking for. So your opinion might differ a little bit, but overall, it should match when it comes to near mint. There are some things which I will bring up. And if we just take the first card here, which is one I've bought years back, you can see this card is very nice. And then you look at it from this angle. It's it's scratched. I hope you could see that around here. Yeah, see, it is scratched. Other than that, this card looks quite nice. There's a little bit widening on the top here. And then there's another thing which I just noticed. It seems to be, so it has been hit here with something a little hard. So this card is definitely not near mint, even though it looks, I mean, when you just look at it, it's a beautiful Ursus tower. It looks better if you focus on it. But this is not a near mint card, and this is one of the things I look for. I basically put it up to the light to see how does it reflect, and that way you can easily see if there's something wrong. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. So all of these have some different issues. This one, let's see what this one has. And yeah, there's something out here. And you just see how easy it is to spot when you put it up to the light like this. And this is just natural light coming from a window. Sometimes that's a binder ding. So this is when the card is in the binder and it slams against the rings at the sides, creates these dings. So yeah, or it could be something else. I'm just guessing it's a binding. There seems to be a scratch up here as well. Okay, there's a scratch there too. So yeah, this one is not near mint either. And as I told you, none of these are near mint. Some of them are nicer than others. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks really, really nice. So what is wrong with this one? What is wrong here? I put these aside a week ago when I looked at them. I haven't looked at them since. Oh, okay. Do you see this up here? You know what this is? Let's focus. That is a printer hickey. A dot that is done through when this card was being printed. So this is a perfect card, except that it has that hickey. Does also have one on this side, looks like it, small one. Oh, that's some dust. So if we look only at the printer hickey, some will consider this a near mint card. And I think that's all fair. I'm not against that. I just believe if you're selling a card like this with a printer hickey up here, or printer hickey anywhere on the card, you should know that on the listing. You should say, this near mint card, it has a printer hickey. I know there's a lot of people out there who says a near mint card shouldn't have, but yada yada yada, it's near mint. But I agree to that. I don't mind printer hickeys all that much, but yeah, I think you could still list this as near mint, but I would write that it has a printer hickey. And yeah, all these are versus towers. We'll get to some other cards in a second. I was buying quite a few Tron lands a while back, and these are all cards I received in the mail. These aren't cards I played with as a kid. And some of them were listed as near mint, and I received them. I was like, these are not near mint. So I got a refund for the cards that weren't near mint. I don't think I got one for the printer hickey. And just look at this one. Yeah. See that? That's a dent. Yeah. Other than that, it's so pretty. I wish it didn't have that. Because even the edges, and it also has something on the edges up here. It's just so. A near mint card can have a little bit of widening on the edges. I would say this is a bit too much. This I wouldn't bother with. I would still consider near mint. This one I'm a little bit on the edge about. But yeah, so as I would say, if it only had this little mark up here, it would definitely be near mint. All right, here's a card which I have creased intentionally just before this. So this is bent, but I think I went a little bit overboard with this one. Usually the crease is much smaller, but yeah. I guess I want to make a point. So that's not near mint either. That's a token. So never mind, that is a bit creased. Then I have these two, and these are cards I played with as a kid. So these are not near mint. I did play with sleeves most of the time. Sometimes I didn't have enough sleeves, so some of the cards would be sleeved. While others weren't, and we didn't really care too much about cheating back then. And I mean, I don't believe anyone really cheated. It's just, yeah. So, in our small group that played together, that is. So what's wrong here? These I have, one of these I've used a Sharpie on just to show that is something that people do. You see right here at the top, you see the bottom one have been touched up with a pen, so it's been made a bit darker. And yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the back side as well. Let's just see. Yeah, you can see it. And you will also be able to see it here at the top, where you can see that it's been darkened a little bit. So basically what I've done is I've taken a pen, and then I've just touched it up a little bit. And yeah, cards that have been sharpied, they are not near mint. Yeah, not allowed to do that. We don't do that here. So I just want to show that that's also something I look for. Sometimes it can be easier to see if you have a UV light. Maybe it's a bit easier to see. Let's try and get that focused. But still, yeah, it is easier to see. But you can take any other magic card, put them on top of one another, and you should see right away, like this or like this. Either way, it shows. All right, let's get on with opening these packs over here. That's all I want to show. I show some dings and some creases and widening on the borders and printer hickeys. There's of course also misprints. I don't really have a lot of those. I only have one where they're quite offset, but not enough to really make it a big misprint. Let's see if I can just get this one opened up. And I bought these from Card Market. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. I look at the grading rules from Card Market because I'm European. I know the American ones are a bit different. I think they're quite the same when it comes to Near mint, I think where they really differ is we have excellent, and I even think the light plate is quite different. So I'm just going to show what's in here. And these are some SS mines, which are pretty, there we go, fixed inside of that top loader. Alright, so here we have some new cards. And there's 2 of them. These look quite nice. Let's put them to the, whoops. See the side out here has some whitening to it. I don't think that's very good. So this card is too beat up to be, I mean, the surface is quite nice. Oh. And what did I say? So the seller of this card did not list that it had a printer hickey on it. You see, this is too much white on the edge. This is an excellent card at best. So I'm going to write to this seller. Let's take a look at the other one. So it has widening down here. So it doesn't have anything on the surface where you're like, there's a big ding, or there is, and I mean, that is really what people look for when they judge whether it's near mint or not, because that's super easy to tell. It has a little scratch, or just any scratch. This one I'm a little bit more on the edge on, because it only has this down here. Other than that, it is perfect. But it is not just a little whitening. It's quite a beautiful this is mine. So one thing about near mint and so on is that even though you can see it's a little bit offset, let me just, there we go. You see there's more black on the bottom than the top. You cannot say it's not near mint just because it's a little bit offset. But this down here. So this one I will write back to the seller about. Especially because of this over here on the back side. Then it also has a printer hickey. So if it only had the printer hickey, I wouldn't write back to them, because, okay, fair. I would have listed it though. You should always list that, just so people don't get disappointed. Which you can probably hear in my voice. Alright. Moving on. So let's take a look at these. Just need to move them a little bit further to the bottom. Top loaders. How many cards are there in here? Go. Okay, there's 2 cards in here. Can already tell this one isn't near mint. Let's start with the other one. Okay, so let's see. Looks good. Looks very good. Something down here in the corner, isn't there? Maybe not. I would have to get another card just to take a look at. Other than that, this is super nice. So this Here's a near mint card. No whitening on the edges. It's also the cheapest of the ones I bought, I believe, so. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we have here. So whitening over here. Let me just focus for you. Whitening over there. All the way up. It's no good. There's also something over here. It's not even excellent. This is this hasn't. I think the definition of excellent on card market is that it has been shuffled a few times with without sleeves. Look at this. Let me just try and focus on that. Yeah, this one is not near mint. Okay, let's see. I don't know if there's something at the top here as well. It's hard to get the light. Just a second. But it's okay. Let's look at it from afar. Oops, focused on the wrong thing. Just see the edges, right? I mean, Ace is not a near mint card. This is yeah. So yeah. Just trying. I made some piles over here. So these two cards were good, and they're from different sellers. So I'll have to watch the video afterwards. These were not good. All right. So the last one here is I think it should be 4 lands, as far as I remember, all near mint. So all of these cards, maybe I forgot to say that at the beginning, they should all be sold as near mint. They were the condition when I bought these, they were near mint. Listed as near mint. Oops. I'll just. There you go. And these come from all over Europe, different sellers. Some are from France, some are from Germany, some are from etc. Oops. Okay, these are not sleeved. Okay. Okay. Just going in raw. Let's go. So looks good. Looks very good. This is from a big seller. They just happen to have 4 of these at a cheap price. And yeah, that was just my shadow. Wow. So, no arguing, that's near mint. Of course, if it has a little bit of flip on the corner, and it's not uncommon with cards from this era. It's sometimes when I receive cards from a seller, and one of them I'm just a little bit on the border of whether it's near mint or not, but the other one is just perfectly, I mean, I could consider it mint, not near mint. I don't write back to them. So, some judging on my part. The corners from Ursa Saga sometimes have these little flips. And if you have any alpha cards, you see it on every card. There's a little bit surfacing on this one over here, but these are really nice cards. Wow. Oh, you see there's a line there? So, since that goes horizontally, like this, I would have to get up a little bit closer to see that actually it does. See also on this side? Since it goes horizontally, I would consider it a print line. Again, if it was me selling the card, I would note that down. I would have to take a closer look at this one to see what it actually is. There is something in the surface there. Looks like it's starting all the way over here, maybe. Doesn't look like it goes fully across. So this one I wouldn't consider near mint. The three others were really, really nice, and I got them at a cheap price. Probably not going to do too much about this one. The edges are fine. Very nice cards. These for Ursus Towers, the forest version. Really nice cards. This one over here, that's not near mint. It's not near mint at all. So sometimes it's really, really obvious, right? And sometimes you're a bit in doubt. And if you're in doubt, you can always take pictures of the cards and ask people on Reddit or wherever, what do you consider this card to be? And take a picture of all the damages, and you'll get various opinions. Sometimes it's just crystal clear. I had one couple of a week or two ago where there was a line across the card. It was very hard to see. I actually have it over here. Don't know if I can put it on camera. And I asked the people on Reddit, what is this? And they were like, it's a roller line. See it here? It's very hard to see, right? It goes right across there. So you can always ask people if you're in doubt. You will get different opinions. Pick the one with the highest upvote, and let that be it. If it's not totally obvious, it can be hard to get a refund from the buyer. This one is very obvious. All right, that's all I had, and this has been my longest video to date. And thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something about what to look for when trying to figure out whether a card is near mint or not, and just basically looking at what the conditions are, or what the condition is of a card, how to reflect it in the light to see the differences. If there's one last thing, and that's probably more about authenticating whether the card is real, you can always try to weigh them, you can try to shine UV light on them and so on. If I was in doubt that any of these were a real Magic card, I would weigh it. So I have a little weight down here, and I would pick up the card and I will put it on the scale, and it should be 170, I can't remember, 2 to 8 or something like that. You can Google the range which it should be at. And newer cards, you see 178. It's quite constant. There are cards where this is not the case. Newer printed cards sometimes weigh more, but the old ones, they all weigh around the same thing. 178. This is 179. Do you think it's counterfeit? Probably not. And this is a very cheap scale, just to let you know. It's yeah, so it's maybe not totally precise, and you don't need that. And I'm not in doubt that these are not real. Just want to show you. It's another way if the card looks to it. All right, now I'm going to close down for the second time. See you around, and thank you for watching.